Hey guys, welcome back to Input, and in this video I'm going to be looking at the new, all six micromasters. Now this has me really excited because I do love the micromasters, and I will be showing you something really cool about these guys later on in the video, so stick with me to see that surprise. Now, I will say that the Autobots for this set all pretty much transform the exact same way with some little nuances thrown out. The jets, the two Decepticon jets, really blew me away. Really blew me away as far as their transformation goes, given that they're really small figures. So I'm going to take a look at all six of them. That's all three packs. We'll have the race car patrol team right there. We have the airstrike patrol team right there with a G1 counterpart to compare to. And we have the battle patrol team right here. So we'll be taking a look at all six of them. So let's dig down into it, and let's start with the race car patrol team. We'll get those other teams out of the way. Now, bear with me. I'm going to zoom in because these guys are pretty small. They're not too difficult to film or anything. They're just really small. And to get the detail and stuff, I really got to zoom in and focus. So we'll start off with Swindler here. Now, the cool thing about their robot modes is that both of them transform pretty much the exact same way, except for where the hood, how the hood transforms. Now, these Micromasters do pay homage to the Unicron trilogies. What are they called? Minicons. So, by combining into weapons for the bigger bots to use. I'm a fan of that idea. I'm not really a fan of how some of these kind of play out. Some of them, especially the race car patrol team, seems very tacked on as an idea. But like I said, I do like the idea. So articulation on race car patrol team does have waist swivel. They do bend at the knees, and they do have ball jointed hips and ball jointed arms. Swindler here does suffer a little bit because of how his arms are made, but you can get a full range of motion out of them, which is pretty cool, I think. Now, to transform him is going to be the exact same as transforming the other guy. Just going to get the arms in place. Now, the reason why I started him in robot mode is because I really wanted to show you guys something. His pegs here on the hood kind of hinder transformation. You have to stretch or pull the arms around to tab them in, and that does cause some excess stress on the joint in there. So over time, I would pay attention to it and whatnot. Make sure nothing is breaking or cracking or anything else. Then you're just going to bring the legs up and around, and these holes right here are going to tab into the top, those little pegs right there. And there you go. You have a DeLorean type car. He does have the Autobot logo here on the side. With a name like Swindler, I would assume that you would definitely need some kind of logo to show what affiliation you're with. He does have the head down here, and he does have this peg for this combined weapon mode. Now, for the weapon mode, you're going to pull out both pegs like this, and you're going to pull both legs down. And this is why I feel like it's a bit tacked on. I do remember the Minicons having a little bit better weapon modes, combined weapon modes than this, so at least the race car patrol team feels a little tacked on. So, and then you can peg either one into either chest to get the weapon mode, and then this peg here would peg into whatever deluxe or whatever bigger bot that you'd want him to hold this in. And there you go. He's got quad cannon blaster made of two different cars. Like I said, I like the homage. I like the idea of the homage, but I don't think everybody in the wave needed to do this. But you know what? It's extra play value, and I'm actually okay with it. A kid will probably love that and get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So we'll just set Swindler off to the side here, and we'll focus more on Road Hauler. So like I said, you're just going to bring the legs down like that, and he's already got his legs. You're going to take the hood and flip it completely back onto the back like so, and his arms are now free. Just unpeg them from the side. And just like Swindler, there you go. This articulation is the exact same. His arms do rotate all the way around, and got some split action, a little bit of splits there. So now the cool thing is, I don't know about Swindler here, but Road Hauler, the only difference between these two, or this one and the G1 version, is that his crotch isn't blue to match his face. So that's really the only difference that I've found. Well, that and the articulation and ball joints and stuff, and the engineering, but pretty much the exact same figure. I'll move over here to the Autobot military vehicles, and I'll start with him. Get him into vehicle mode. Now, this is Topshot, and he does something that the other ones don't do, which I really like. He has heel spurs, which really make him, stand up fairly well. He is pretty back heavy with the cannon, so you do run into that issue, or you would run into that issue if you didn't have any heel spurs. So, and his transformation is pretty cool. So you peg his legs together, and you bring the arms up to form the sides of the tank, I guess, whatever. You rotate the turret around to make clearance for the rest of him. You're just going to fold the legs up and into the little crevice right there, and they will tab into place. So if you don't get it, just kind of work it in a little bit. You'll be okay. And there you go, and then you'll spin the turret back around, and there's Topshot. Pretty cool. I like him. He's a nifty little dude. His turret does fully rotate, and it does go up and down, so you can get some pretty gnarly poses, especially on that hidden feature that I'm going to show you guys a little later. Now, to do the combined weapon mode, you're going to take flak here, and I do like their combined weapon mode. You're going to drop this handle here, or peg, whatever it is. Sorry for not being on camera. And then you're going to take the turret here, and you're going to bring that out, flip this down like so, and flip this up. Pretty much you're going to essentially transform flak, and they're just going to plug in together like this. The tab should go, there we go. Tab them all together like that, and he's got the handle here, and you're just going to flip him upside down, and you have this giant rocket bazooka launcher thing, and I think this is pretty cool. I do like the combined weapon mode here. The only downside is that flak, or Topshot, does have his face exposed. You can't rotate the head or anything, or at least not that I can see. I've tried. Mine might just be stuck in place. With some, the paint or something might be sticking. But yeah, I think this is really cool. And you can get some pretty, if you don't like that, if you kind of want it to stick up, you can stick it up as the ball joints kind of, as the leg falls off because the ball joints. The ball joints are a bit of an issue. They are super small ball joints, so they don't have the grip that the bigger ball joints have, but that is an issue. But it's not really that big of an issue. So, so to transform flak, he's already pretty much transformed here. You're going to pop his arms, put the handle or peg back down, pop his arms off, and then get your fingernail in there, pop the head up, and flak is pretty much transformed. Now, that's pretty cool. I do like that a lot too. So now we'll go over to the was it Airstrike Patrol, I think it is. Yeah, Airstrike Patrol. Now this guy is a pretty good homage. It's almost as if, though, Hasbro added some paint that they might have originally wanted to add on the G1 figure, like detail-wise, but they weren't able to because of technology or something back then. But here we go, and there's a storm cloud. He's got a pretty interesting transformation. As you can see, it's pretty much already revealed how he's going to transform. But it is a pretty neat transformation. It hides a lot of stuff fairly well. I wish there was a way to hide the head. And I say that when I get the Visper, I'll show you why I say that. But to transform him, I'm just going to pop. Actually, you know what? Let me show you the weapon mode first. So they don't form a gun. They actually form a sword, which is pretty neat, I think. So you're going to take this, the nose cone of the jet. You're going to bring it up. Okay. And that creates the handle right here for the sword. And you're going to take Visper, and they just plug in together like so. And you do have 3 connecting points here. You do have the black peg there. It goes into the purple wing. And then you have the bigger peg there. And he's a sword. I think that's pretty cool. I think that harks back. It does remind me of the was it the Star Saber from Armada and Energon and all that stuff. The look of it does. I know the Star Saber was 3 pieces, but like I said, the look of it does remind me of that. So the finished transforming Stormcloud here. Now you already popped the nose cone up, and that's part of the transformation. You're going to bring the legs out and down and just swing them around like that. Okay, and then his arms come down, and he's in robot mode, which is pretty cool. And the original G1 Visper here, or Stormcloud, excuse me, his nose cone's set on the back of his legs and not the back of his back. So, but as you can see, the coloring is pretty much the same. There's a lot of, so he's got silver fist here and this silver detail up here, but he does have the same shoulder pattern on the G1 figure. So, and he's got his thrusters up here, and sorry for the transformation, just bring the wings back. But yeah, it's pretty much the same figure. If you don't have him and you do want him, this would be a good viable option to get instead of the G1 figure. So we'll just set these 2 guys back here, and we'll take a look at Visper. Visper's transformation is really cool. So you're just going to bring the nose cone up, and it's on this hinge here, double hinge, and that sits onto his back. His wings will pop back and sit back like that. His arms, and then his feet will fold down from the front of the jet, and his head is a really cool thing. Just flip his head over. He's got a really cool head reveal, I think. Articulation-wise, the jets don't have waist articulation, as you see. They do have ball-jointed hips. They do bend at the knees. And no elbow articulation on Visper. The only reason why Stormcloud had it is because of his, it's a transformation joint. So there's Visper and the weapon modes and everything else. Now, the thing that really blew me away when I got these guys is reason why I normally like to do unboxing videos and first impression videos and that kind of stuff when I do these reviews. Reason why I didn't is because I really wanted to play around with them a little bit and just see what they could do besides the transformation and stuff. So what did I do? What did I find out? So this is something pretty cool. Now I'm going to zoom out here and show you guys. But right here I do have the G1 Countdown playset. I'm sure you guys already figured out where I'm going with this, and you guys would be right. I do have G1 Countdown up here, right here, just kind of sitting up there in his little radar dish. So, but these guys are backwards compatible with the play sets. And I don't mean, you put them in car mode and just have them sit up there and look cool. They fit in the weaponry. You can kind of get him in there, but he sits funny because of his hood. But if you get, let's see, Road Hauler here has a smaller backpack, and he fits a lot better in there. So just transform him off screen. But yeah, they fit pretty well in there. In the play sets and stuff. So, see? So, I mean, that's really cool that they are backwards compatible. They do not stand on the pegs, however. So they're not, I guess, 100% backwards compatible in that regard. But they do stand, and they are roughly the same size as their G1 counterparts. Let me get Countdown out here and show you. So G1 Countdown, right there. Right there, and there's Road Hauler behind him. Countdown is a relatively large G1 micromaster, but yeah, they're about the same. Let me do this. They're about the same size. I do think that Countdown's a little bit thicker or wider, but other than that, they are the same. They are the same size. And just put that off to the side. You can fit these guys, like I said, all around the bases and stuff. It's just his backpack just has always. It's my understanding that the original G1 backpack didn't lend itself too well to the playsets either. But like I said, they are backwards compatible. That is super cool. So if you guys missed out on any of the G1 figures and some of the newer micromasters, or some of the ones that you've been looking for or trying to get on your entire life or snag or grab or whatever, these might make actual pretty decent replacements for any kind of set or display or anything like that you might be trying to do or look for or something. So, do I recommend them? At their price point, they are $9.99 a pack. That's $10 plus tax for each pack. Would I recommend the packs? Definitely. I do. They are a really neat throwback and something, honestly, that I never thought Hasbro would ever explore again, truthfully. And the fact that they are backwards compatible with their playsets, I think, really adds a lot of ideas and stuff to different displays. Does add a lot for playability as well. I don't see us, truthfully, getting any kind of playsets in the future or anything like that. But you never know. Hasbro did surprise us with micromasters. So, but yeah, like I said, the play value is definitely there for anybody who wants to get them. I think especially $10 for two different figures that are essentially travel size, that you can put in your pocket, take to school or whatever, and just kind of play around with and enjoy. I think the $10 price tag is very appealing. That's $5 a figure, and really in today's day and age, I don't really see anything on the shelves at anything less than about $7 to $10. So yeah, that's my review of the new Transformers MicroMasters. For the Transformers Transformers War for Cybertron Siege line. So this is Input. Thanks for joining me on this review, guys, and see you guys next review or next video. So, like always, there. So like always, guys, cut it out. Later.